Hello, dear students. I am Dr. Kapil Chturvedi, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Sagar Institute of Research and Technology, SAGE Group, Bhopal. In this lecture, this is our third lecture of software engineering, and in this we will discuss software process models. In our previous lecture, we will discuss the topic software products and their types, and also the characteristics in which we discuss in which uh, we discussed about the categories of the software, uh, where we understand there are two types of product. Ones which we have to release once, and second, which was the customized products, will require modifications time to time. But the question is that whenever we are going to develop that applications, that either that uh, web applications or desktop applications, what kind of process or what kind of mechanism should we adopt, and what kind of procedure we should have to adopt. So there are some mechanisms which we can adopt to develop our applications. Many of the times, a student asks to me, whenever they start their minor major project, they ask the question, from where we have to start, sir? How we should start our application development? So the answer is, you should adopt one of the mechanism, one of the model to develop your application. You may adopt waterfall model, you may adopt incremental model, RAD model, spiral model, component based software development model, or any other model. But how will decide that what model we should adopt? So to understand that, we'll discuss these models in detail in next slides. What as the definition of software process model, software models are way to expressing a software design. Usually some sort of abstract language or pictures are used to express the software design. Okay, so this is these all are the types of the software process model, and our very first model is waterfall model. So that model says that you'll have to follow the HDLC steps like requirement analysis, design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. But why we are saying that model is waterfall model? Just see the diagram. Here we are seeing that one waterfall is here. And what we are seeing here, once that water will come from top to down, will never go back. It means once water will come down from top to down, then that water will never go back to top side. So this is the feature of waterfall. Here, waterfall model follow the same feature of waterfall, where it says that you cannot come on the next phase before completing previous phase. You must have to complete a phase, then you have to come on next phase. It means you will have to complete requirement analysis, then you will have to come on the system design phase. Once you complete the design phase, then you'll have to come implementation phase. Whenever you complete the implementation phase, then you'll have to come on the testing phase. But you cannot do that. The testing phase is going on, and we are going to deploy that applications. So you must have to complete the previous phase before going on the next phase if you are using or adopting that waterfall model. So this is a waterfall model. Next model is incremental model, which says to you that there are two theories behind of that model. First theory says that during the implementation of the software product, customer in between provides some add-on feature uh, in this application, and our development is going on, and we have to add on one more feature, which is additional feature other than their previous requirement, which is given in the feasibility report. So what we have to do, we have to we are following the SDLC steps, and in between we'll have to start increment 2. And in a similar way, if customer provide one more add-on feature in this, so we'll follow the increment 3. But I'll take that mechanism another way. As you are seeing the diagram in which build 1, build 2, and build n is showing here. So applications which is similar to the Amazon or Flipkart, which require continuous modifications. So just think that when very first version of Amazon was launched in the market. So first of all, the developers was gather the information, uh, or they make the requirement analysis and develop that application in build 1 by design and develop that application and make the testing on that over that, and implement and deploy that application. But later sometime they realize that there should be some offers on online products on festival seasons. Then they make some changes in the applications. That will be the build 2. And uh, after some time, some more festivals arrives, or they have to clear the stock, then they'll have to make more changes in this application. So that will be the next build. So that build will be continuously generate, but major changes will arrive in applications. So that kind of model which continuously updation required will follow the incremental model. Next model is rapid application model, also known as RAD model. So some application uh, have to develop in very fast manner, or software companies and the clients require some of the applications in short time, but the application is bigger or larger applications. What the customer satisfaction is the previous motive of the software companies or any of the companies, and we have to complete our order in given time. So what company will do, they so as we know that if we have to if you want to complete one of the tasks in smaller time, in less time, what we do, we divide that task in multiple modules, and different teams work parallelly, and we know very well that work will complete in fast manner. So that similar mechanism will be adopted by the software companies, in which they divide that software in different modules, and each module will follow the same SDLC steps, and at last that module will be merged, and the final project which will be launched. The idea behind of the rapid application development model is that we'll have to classify the software products or the project in multiple modules, and different teams will work on that product parallelly. So this is the RAD model. And now the next model is spiral model. That model is very important model from the real-time scenario, because right now the main required feature of our today's applications are uh, uh, security, reliability, and the very important is customer satisfaction. So in such kind of cases, we'll have to refine our project in each and every step. So here, what we are seeing here, we complete one of the applications in different launches. Here we are seeing one diagram. The diagram represents one spiral, where we are seeing that that is our progress. This is our progress, and we divide the spiral in 4 parts: determine the objective, identify and resolve risk, development and test, plan the next iteration. So to understand that, we can say that we divide our task in multiple modules, and uh, in some of the spiral we are seeing that prototype 1, Prototype 1, it means we are working on our first module. And once we complete first module, we will come on the prototype 2, it means next module. Again and again we are going on the next modules till complete our all modules. And in each module we will follow the four phases. First, determine the objective. For each module, we first of all determine the objective of that module and identify and resolve the risk. Risk, it means risk is an important factor in each and every product in a recent scenario. We realize in today's applications, there are lots of chances of hacking that applications, or and there may be the possibility of thousands of users using the same application. Then that may be possible to high traffic rate on one of the application. So there may be different risk over one of the applications. So by determining the object, we'll first identify what kind of risk will be related with that module. And once we identify the risk and objective, we go on the development and testing phase. So here what we are seeing here, detailed design, code, integration, test, and implementation. So in this model, uh, in whole model, we are not just following the SDLC steps. We are following the SDLC steps in development and test phase. What before of that, we will have to identify and study on the risk, and before of that, we will have to identify the object, determine the objective. Once we determine the objective and identify the risk, as per these criteria, we develop our application by following the SDLC steps, and we release the application and plan for the next module. But if you just consider that spiral, prototype 1. So in prototype 1, we follow these four steps. We will focus on the risk, we will develop that application, and we'll wait for next prototype. What in between we are reviewing. So not we are reviewing, we provide that module to the client, we showing that module to the client, and client will review that. If customer is satisfied, then we'll go on the next prototype. So this model is some kind difficult to understand, that may be possible difficult to adopt, but that is the real time scenario, because the applications require that kind of mechanism in today's life. The another model is component based software development model, uh, in which we follow the spiral model in similar manner, which we are using here. What, as you are saying that development and testing phase, in development and testing phase, that model follow an additional thing, and that additional thing is component box. And what it component box provide, basically that component box provide the concept of reusability. Whenever you come on the engineering or construction and release phase, or come on the development and testing phase, you realize that many of codes are we already have developed in previous applications, or company already work on similar kind of products, and they have a huge library of that already developed modules. So as we know that each and every software company manage the application library of previously developed modules. So what we have to do, whenever we are going on to develop a new module, we first try to identify the candidate component. Candidate component means what we have to develop newly. Then we'll identify the candidate component and look up component in library. So what we are doing here, we are trying to find out that module in our library. If is that component is available in the library, then extract component if available. Let's suppose that component is available in your library, then we'll fetch that component. Okay, then build component if unavailable. That might be possible. The component which we have to develop is not available in the library. Then what you will do? You will newly develop that. You will develop a new component. In both of the cases, either you uh, develop a new component or you fetch the existing component, you must add the newly developed component in the library. uh, if you are developing a new component, then this is a new component. But if you are fetching a existing component, then you will make some changes as per your requirement, then that will also be a new component. Then you will add in both of the cases the component in library, and then you'll use that component in your module. So what we are seeing here, we are seeing here the concept of reusability. It means that model says that you will have to follow the spiral model, but additionally you should use a component box which will provide the facility to reuse the code. So we know very well that that process makes save a lots of time. So this is our software product, software process models, which explains us, or that model guide us uh, how and what process should have followed to develop our application. And as per the type of our application, you will choose um, that model. Sometimes use waterfall model, sometimes use incremental model, sometimes use prototype model, sometimes we use rapid application development model, and sometimes use component based, and sometimes use spiral model. So as per the need, as per the type of the software product, we decide, or software company decide, what software model will be most suitable for our application development. So this is our topic. We'll continue next lecture with next topic. Thank you.